Howdy folks, Full Tail here, playing some Euro Truck 2, back in the Kenworth W900L. Still got it still got it set up in a day cab variant, but this time we have the heavy haul chassis. I didn't like it originally, it wasn't, I didn't hate it, but I just didn't care for it originally, but it actually grew on me a little bit. And I painted the truck red. If you saw the first video I put up of this, with this truck, where I kind of reviewed it a little bit, I pointed out the, here on the latest patch, because this is like a 2-year-old truck that came out quite a while ago. It's got some texture issues regarding the interior. When you're looking from the outside, looking at the truck, at the interior, and some of the trim pieces are red. I figured out that's only in the day cab version, so when I do videos with the standard truck with the sleeper, it doesn't show up. It's the truck works perfectly fine. So that being said, that little texture issue, it's not game breaking. It's not even that annoying, to be honest. So I'll still, when I use this truck, I'll continue to change it up, do day cabs and what have you. I'm not going to let that stop me from enjoying the truck, because it's such a minor thing. And then you'll notice in this video as well, if you didn't notice it in the beginning, on the rear chassis I have the fenders, the kind of the tire fenders. I'm not a fan of that. I was debating having those off, because this truck has some different fender options. I'm not a fan of the fender covers on the rear wheels of trucks. To me, it gives it too much of a show truck feeling, like it's not really a work truck, even though there's a lot of work trucks that have fenders like that. To me personally, it just makes me think it's too much of a show truck, like, you know, it shouldn't be on the road hauling anything. So but it didn't really look right without them on there anyway, so trying to do a little balance. It is a good looking truck. I've said it before in the first video, I wish someone would come in and update it a bit. I don't know how to, so can only hope. But that's enough on that. What I wanted to talk about in this video, first off, give you guys a bit of a little update as to what's been going on, just a brief one, and then we'll get into the topic. So we've been picking up subscribers lately, pretty good. We just broke 500 on the channel. Hooray. And there you guys go, that's not that much. Yeah, it's not, but we're cruising. And if you think that here just a month and a half ago I was at like 250 on my subscribers, we're actually climbing pretty good. You guys are seem to be enjoying what I'm putting up. You seem to be enjoying the variety and the discussion stuff, which is good. I really appreciate your support. Appreciate the feedback that I get, and I'm gonna keep doing that. I still have no timetable on if I'm gonna when and if for sure I'm gonna get into the vlogging, or the vlogging. So really, if you're waiting for that, or if you even remember me talking about that, just put it out of your mind, because that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. That's kind of a big investment to drop a few hundred, I was going to say a few $100 grand, several $100s on the cameras and what have you, just to do that. So, and especially we have the winter season. You know, riding season's really not going to be around much longer. It's already getting too damn cold over here, so too damn cold, too damn wet, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. And I still don't know for sure if I'm going to do it, so I just want to update you guys on that. But again, I can't stress enough how much I want to thank you guys for the support. And I hope you guys continue to enjoy the footage. I do plan on continuing with these commentary discussions, these topic videos. You guys seem to be enjoying them, even the controversial ones. I took a gamble when I put up the one about use of force and racism, in regards, you know, in response to the bullshit that's happening in Ferguson, and you guys love it, so I'm happy on that. I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna continue start doing political and racial and religious. No, I'm not gonna be preaching to you. Don't worry. You'll have to trust me on this and how I'm gonna do it. It's not gonna be what you're thinking, but I am gonna start doing more controversial type stuff. I've not been putting up many. I've just been kind of doing some other, you know, just kind of, I guess you could say, bullshit type topics that really don't have any much bearing, but they're just kind of interesting things, things that I find interesting or funny or what have you. So they've been mainly on Euro Truck, even topics that really aren't fitting, in my opinion, for Euro Truck. They've been on this game, because where I'm at in the channel right now, it seems majority of the viewers come to the Euro Truck videos. They don't really care for the Star Wars. They don't care for the War Thunder. I mean, good example, I can put up a Euro Truck video, and within a couple days, I'm at like 100 views. I put up a War Thunder video within a couple months. I'm not even at 100 views because it's not there yet. I'm not big enough to where I can just throw up anything I want, any type video I want, and do topics and what have you. So for the time being, they're probably mostly going to be on Euro Truck, which is unfortunate because I do want to tie them into other games as well. They're more fitting. If I'm talking about something related to violence, I kind of want to be playing a violent game like Warhammer or something, you know? But I can't do that yet. We're not there. So you're gonna have to bear with me. That's why I've been playing a lot of Euro Truck lately, is because I've been really going full swing into the topic videos, and that's what I'm limited to right now. It does me no good to put up a good topic, a controversial topic, or something that's going to educate you, inform you, or get you thinking about things. It doesn't mean no good to do that on a video that I'm only going to get like 30-40 views on. So if I'm trying to get it out there, it does me more sense to put it on the more popular content. So that's where we're at with that, but we're still growing. I mean, I just only recently, I said this before, only this year did I start doing commentary, and only within the last maybe 3-4 months did I really actually start putting a lot of effort into the channel and actually start making videos more often and what have you. So we're actually growing pretty damn good. Like I said, under 2 months ago, I was only at like 250 subscribers. So we're doing really good. You guys are showing me that I'm doing something right. And like I said, I appreciate the support. I love the feedback. I love getting you guys engaged and have you interacting with me and with other people. I mean, you guys can bullshit in the comments with each other if it floats your boat. It doesn't matter to me. So that's enough of that, though. That's your little update, I guess, because I didn't feel like making just an entire update video. I don't know, who wants to watch a 3-minute video or however long it took me to do that. So the topic of this episode is going to carry over. I briefly did a video about kind of the decline of modern gaming. How in a nutshell, how our gaming content has degraded over time. I want to carry over into that. I want to continue talking about that. I was mainly talking about the game developer side. Now I want to talk about, and right now not even really just the player side. I want to talk about, or rather the consumer side. I want to talk about multiplayer gaming. How our multiplayer gaming experience has declined just in the last, 10 years or so. And this is based off my experience. I've been gaming forever, but I've been doing a lot of multiplayer gaming on platforms, on PC, MMOs. I mean, I play all types of games. So what's kind of happened is, I'm noticing this in, for example, War Thunder. I've been playing Ground Forces a lot lately as well, and I've got a lot of footage I need to put up for you guys on that. But the route they're kind of taking in that game is they're just kind of trying to force teamwork onto a bunch of random people, almost, it seems. And the problem with that is, it's not working. No one's actually using teamwork. They don't know each other. They want to go out and shoot things. So you're forcing the teamwork on people, and it's kind of causing all kinds of chaos within the game, because sometimes you do get people using teamwork. Usually they're grouped together though, and they totally dominate the teams that aren't using teamwork. And even if you know the people, I play video games with people every now and then. I don't usually put up videos of it because we don't play all the time. I don't know if I've actually done a video. I don't think I've done a video of me playing tanks with like the Plague. Good example. I've played games with him for like 6 years, but when it comes to like War Thunder tanks, I can't count on him. And I'm not I know if he watches this, I'm not, you know, trying to be a dick. It's just he doesn't play that game enough. He's not familiar enough with armored combat. He's not really that interested in the game. I play it all the time, so I think it's safe to say I'm more skilled than he is, and it's kind of like I can't count on him really to watch my back. Same thing, if I jumped into like 7 Days to Die with him, I'm the weak man. You know, I'm the weak link because I've never fucking played that game. But even still, that's kind of it used to be, when I started heavily into multiplayer, it was on the PlayStation 2 with the SOCOM game. I played the SOCOM franchise forever. I love that. It was like, that was the best first-person shooter out there. It wasn't really first-person. I mean, you could, but it was like third-person, like a third-person shooter, whatever. And what I noticed, for example, SOCOM 1, it was old technology. You only had like 8-on-8 matches, so you'd have 16 people in a matchmaking in a room. Every single one of them would have a microphone. Every single one of them would be talking. Every single one of them, for the most part, would be respectful, and they wouldn't be a fucking douchebag. They would be talking about tactics. They'd be calling out locations. They'd be using teamwork. You'd actually meet a lot of cool people on those games, and you'd end up forming groups with them and clans and what have you, because people wanted to be around people like that. SOCOM 2, a couple of years later. I think at that point now we had like 16 on 16, so you had like 32 player matches. For the most part, everyone still had a microphone. Everyone was still pretty respectful. You had a little bit more douchebaggery. Baggery. But it was still pretty good, like SOCOM 1. SOCOM 3 hit. Less people had microphones. Basically what I'm getting at is, as every game progressed, less people had microphones, less people were talking, there was less teamwork, there was more assholes, there was more team killers, there was... the quality of the gamer on there just kept declining. Well, it wasn't the game, it was because for each game we had spent a few years. There was a few years between each title. I don't know, I played that game for like, what, like 6 years, 8 years, something like that? All the way up into the, not the last one on the PlayStation 3. I think it was SOCOM Confrontation is the last one I played, and I quit playing it. It was actually a pretty good game, but you get into a game, no one had a microphone. You were the only one talking. The people that did have microphones, usually they were fucking playing music or something. They weren't communicating at all. There was like no one friendly, no one talking, no teamwork. There was just nothing. It was just a solo run and gun type game. It was pretty much SOCOM turned Call of Duty. And don't even get me started on Call of Duty. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are well aware of how Call of Duty is. There is zero teamwork in that game. It's just, hey, let's all run this way and start pew 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 pew, and then when we die, go fuck you, you're a bitch. But you know, that's Call of Duty for you right there. But that's kind of how gaming has declined. Now, the larger issue on that is it's how our youth has declined, and that's a different video. I'll get to that. But I don't know. I'm picky about my multiplayer games because a lot of my multiplayer games nowadays, I play them single player. I lone wolf. When I go play War Thunder, I pretty much get as far away from everybody, enemy or ally, as I can, and I start finding targets, and I go into hunter mode because I don't trust anybody to be around me, even if they're friendly. It's like, get the fuck away from me. I don't trust you, because the quality of gamer nowadays is just, they're like a bunch of brain dead zombies for the most part. I see it in War Thunder all the time. They'll see someone on the map, they'll, fuck the objective, guys, I'm gonna go kill that fucking tank. It's like, and then it costs you the game because they went out hunting the target that wasn't the objective, and it was the cap point or whatever. It's just, you didn't used to have that as widespread of a problem back several years ago. So just the quality of gamer has really declined, as far as multiplayer, as far as reliability, being able to trust them and count on them, being able to assume they have any common sense on what they're doing. It just isn't there anymore. It really isn't. And it sucks because you used to be able to have that. And I understand people are noobs, maybe and I mean that not in a derogatory term, like, oh, you're a fucking noob. Like, that's actually a term. Like, you're a noob. You're a new player to the game. You're not going to really know much. But you've got people who, like in War Thunder, they're in like tier 4s, and they don't know what hold down is. They don't know what angling is. They fucking don't pay attention to a damn thing. And it's just like, you're sitting here just dumbfounded, like, how the fuck, like, oh my god, you know? Like, you must have enough brain cells just to keep breathing, because that's about how intelligent you are, you know? And it sucks. And I'm not trying to come off as an elitist or douche. I'm fairly good at gaming. I think when I put videos up, I think I've shown that. My War Thunder videos, for example, those are common videos. I'm not having to sit here for days to get one video. I can make like 6, 7 of those a night if I wanted to. In fact, sometimes I do. Wink, wink. But I'm not trying to be an elitist. I'm actually respectful to new players. If you're genuinely a new player and you don't know, hey, we were all there once. We all started out and didn't know what the hell we were doing. But if you're halfway or 3/4 into the game, as far as progression goes, and you're still a fucking noob, I have no patience for you. Star Wars The Old Republic, for example, I started playing that here again recently. They've got the expansion getting ready to come out. I help noobs all the time. And again, I say noob in a respectful manner. That's how I describe it. You're a new player. In that game, though, you can't even ask a question in chat without people flaming you. Yo, you fucking noob, you don't know anything. It's like, hey guys, shut the fuck up. You were there asking questions once too. You know, but people get this elitist look down their nose at you, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm better than you. It's like, but you weren't. You started out the exact same way. We all did. I guarantee you, every single one of us that plays Star Wars, we all started out at one point having to figure shit out. The easy thing was, like, people coming from World of Warcraft, we had an up on it. You know, we had a one-up because we knew kind of the gist of how things work. You get a lot of people who Star Wars is their first MMO, so people will be dicks to them. Then people will leave the game because they go, oh, fuck that, I'm having a bad experience. I'm getting treated like shit by people for no reason. They're not helpful, and then they leave. And then those same people that are being assholes bitch and moan and go, no one plays the game. Oh, they're having to do game changes to keep it alive. And it's like, well, yeah, you're a fuckface, and you're the one helping kill the fucker. So it's just a vicious cycle, but it's just all related to how stupid and shitty the quality of gamer has gotten. Finding quality, respectful, mature, non-annoying people to game with nowadays is almost fucking impossible. Finding your typical douchebag, window-licking mouth breather, oh my god, you throw a rock and you hit 5,000 of them. It's ridiculous. So that's what I want to talk about in this episode, and I hope I conveyed my thoughts on that well enough. And again, I just want to point that out. Next, if you're one of those people where you get frustrated and you lose your cool and you're playing a competitive game, I mean, I understand we're being competitive, and most of us have a competitive streak. We really want to win and succeed and do well, even in our video games. But before you lose your cool, why don't you just take into account maybe they are a new player and they just don't know what's going on. And then remember your experience. You started out the exact same way. You started out the bottom rung, no gear, no equipment, you know, no perks, nothing. And you had to grind your way out. You had to figure out the best way to do things. You had to figure out strategies. You had to learn the maps. So quit being a fuckface and be understanding. Now again, like I said, if you're in a game where it's got progression, you're in World of Tanks, or you're in War Thunder, you're in Star Wars, and you know you're all the way up at like in-game or mid to high level of the game, and people are still being stupid, don't take this as go ahead and flame on them, but they might have a brain fry. Hey, on War Thunder, I have games where I'll fucking go out and like within 2 minutes I'm dead. I didn't even fire around and I'm dead because I just had a brain fart. I wasn't thinking. It happens. But just the safe thing to do is just don't be a fuckface. That's what I call them. I don't call you troll. I don't call you, you're a fuckface. If you're gonna sit here and rag on people in a video game because they're not playing the way you want them to play, God forbid they play how they want to play. God forbid they enjoy the game the way they want to enjoy it. Oh no, if they're not playing the way you want them to, you're gonna rage on them. You're not a troll, you're a fuckface. So that's my advice. Don't be a fuckface. Realize that if you're playing competitive gaming, you can't win them all. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. Take the good with the bad, roll with it, and just move on. That's what I do. Yeah, it sucks to no end losing by stupidity. It's one thing losing when you just get beat. You put up a fight, the other team was better, they managed to pull the win, or the other guy was quicker on the trigger, he was more accurate. That's one thing. Losing through stupidity is another, and it is frustrating, believe me. But it's nothing to be raging at people and insulting them and sitting here, fucking go on and install your game, you guys are fucking noobs and shit. It's like, you don't know what the hell's going on, man. Don't be a fuckface. Don't be that guy. Be the bigger man. Hey, you know what? Maybe if next time you see somebody that's actually asking for help and asking a question, I see this all the time in Star Wars, maybe actually take a fucking couple minutes and help them. How about that? That's an idea. Because I see people all the time ask questions and they don't get any answers. They get smart-ass answers, and people won't help them. Well, if you're not going to help them, and they can't figure out maybe where to find the answer, at some point they might be your tank, or they might be your healer. You might need to count on them, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Whereas you could have just helped them. You could have took some time and helped them out, and help them better themselves. I do that all the time when I help people. I'll help them with a quest, and I notice they're not buffed, and I'll be like, hey, make sure you use your buff, and they're like, what? What's that? And it's like, oh, okay, now I know it's a new player. Oh, here it is, here's where you can find it, here's what it does. You want to make sure you have that up all the time. That took me like, what, 10 seconds to explain that? Common fucking sense, people. Don't be a fuckface. That's what I'm getting at. So that's kind of a decline of our modern gamers now. Like I said, it ties into the decline of our youth and our younger generations. So interested to see what you guys think on that subject. Some of you guys, I know a lot of my viewers are young people, young gamers, and millennials. So interested to see what the young people have to see on it. Do you guys see it? Do you see what I'm talking about? And or are you just one of those people where it's like, I see it, don't care, fuck you, bye bye. So interested to see what you guys think about that. It's gonna wrap this episode up. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks for watching.